My career to date has been an interesting one. It's spanned a few different careers, I would say. I started out in the fourth grade. I decided I wanted to go into public relations and advertising. We had this class where we had to talk about or learn and research what we wanted to do. And I actually stuck with that and planned all throughout my college career. I did internships. I joined a sorority so that I could be the public relations manager. And lo and behold, came out of uni and stepped into a role in an advertising agency. And 4 years into that, I realized that what I wasn't what I was doing wasn't central enough to the business. I wanted to be really more involved in the strategy side of things. So I went back to school and got my master's and came out and started more heavily in marketing roles. And then as the Silicon Valley started to evolve, I realized I wanted to get into tech. And so I made the jump over to tech in product management roles and took on more senior roles, managing more people. And throughout that, stepped away to start my own company, stepped back into corporate roles. And all along the way, as I grew, I realized that what I really enjoyed doing was managing people and helping them to grow their careers and building a team that could really have an impact on the company. And while I was doing that, I started to bring in different types of techniques because I saw that I continued to burn myself out. My teams were burning out. There was so much dissatisfaction or feeling like I want to be part of that next unicorn. And as soon as I get there and as soon as we make it, then I can enjoy life. And I realized that people were going on and doing that for like 8 years at a time. And that's a lot of time not to be enjoying your life. So I started bringing in these different types of techniques and started, instead of doing another agile training, I brought in a mindset coach to do a training with the team for a day. And I started bringing in mindfulness applications into what we were doing in the daily business, writing a newsletter, bringing in yoga and meditation. And I had this corporate side and this hippie side that I was kind of trying to merge to figure out how to work all of that together and continuing to raise up the ranks while I was doing that. And then something shifted, and I came to Australia on holiday and decided I really enjoyed being here and thought I could have an impact on the startup community here. And so I made the move and was tapped to run an accelerator program for female entrepreneurs. And I absolutely loved what I was doing, loved the impact I was having. But I realized that I've moved country and I've not shifted my behavior in terms of how I work. I'm continuing to work way too much. I burned out again. I was watching the women that I was supporting in this accelerator program do the same, and also feeling like they weren't doing enough at the same time. And so I knew it was finally time to make a change, to figure out how to really support people in working differently. And so I resigned from that position and stepped away and decided what I really enjoyed was working with the people individually. So I started a coaching practice and actually retrained as a hypnotherapist so that I could help people to move through these limiting beliefs, the feeling that they had to work nonstop and burn out to be successful, and help them to really level up to the next level. I like to say to help them to unlock their mind, to free their potential. And that's where I'm at now. Best career advice that I've ever received is don't be the pooper scooper. So if you know what a pooper scooper is, it's that thing you follow around with the dogs to pick up the poop. Don't be that person. And what that means is don't be the person to do all the shit jobs. Don't be willing to please everybody so much because you think that's going to get you to the next promotion, that you're doing all the shit work that nobody else wants to do. While other people are focusing in on those big, meaty projects that are going to help them get to the next level and help them continue to grow. I wish at the start of my career I knew that working round the clock didn't mean that you were successful and that you were going to make it to the next level. Because what actually happens is when you're working that much and you burn yourself out, you are working more to get less done. Because if you actually stop and recover and enjoy your life outside of work, you actually end up getting more done in the less hours spent working. The biggest mistake that I've made was listening to a partner at the time and his input into my career. So Sheryl Sandberg wrote in her book how important it is to have a strong partner. Ruth Bader Ginsburg said the same thing. These women have been successful because of who they've partnered with. And this doesn't just go for women, it goes for men as well. You need to have somebody who's going to be a true partner and support you in moving forward. I had taken a career break to start a new company, and then I was offered this position that I was really hesitant to take. And the person that I was with at the time really liked the idea of me having a stable paycheck. And so, unfortunately, I allowed that to sway me into going back into taking that paycheck rather than following what I wanted to do. So it's really important to have somebody there. If you're having somebody in your life, make sure it's the right person who's going to support you in the right way. Key to my success has remaining open and remaining in a curious mindset. There are so many turns that my career took that I never expected. And if I had just stayed the course that I was on when I was in the fourth grade and said, I need to continue down that path, I would have stayed in a career that I wasn't super happy in, that I was really good at, but I wasn't loving as much as I'd like to be.